Hey guys, this is the Rogue Hot Dog. I am going to show you how to pass the CPJE and the NAPLEX. The CPJE is way harder than the NAPLEX. You got to know pretty much all the drugs. Like, just know every single drug possible. Like, what I studied from was this book, Past NAPLEX PNN book. I literally went through every single drug in the summary, and I would look through the summary. So let's just say, like, we're going through hypertension, because that's like the first one. So you go through hypertension and you look through all the drugs basically. So you look through every single drug. You need to know side effects, indication, monitoring. Monitoring is really easy though, because if you know what the side effects are, you pretty much know what to monitor for. So side effects, monitoring, little extra comments, and like little special things like, oh, if it's taken with food or whatever else. So you need to know that. And what I've realized about this exam is most of the dosing questions, there actually are some dosing questions, because I was told there was like none, but I was lied to, because I had a solid like 8 of them. So the best way to study for dosing is literally just go and study all the like the main drugs that are super common. So like if you're gonna do hypertension, like know the ACEs, know, like, just if you've done rotations, you know what the common drugs that you're dispensing. Just know the main ones, and that will pretty much carry you through the dosing questions. It sounds like iffy the way I'm explaining it, but just trust. Like, you just need to know the main, like, primary and secondary treatment drug dosing. Once you know that, then just know pretty much all the indications and side effects, and you'll be fine. That's pretty much what the CPJE is about. Like, no mechanism of action, no any of that, like the random BS questions. Straightforward. It's just, what is it? What does it do? Brand and generic. If you don't know brand and generic, you can get screwed. So you need to know brand and generic of every single drug, pretty much. And if it doesn't have a brand and generic, just know the indication, and you should be solid. Like, this exam is actually just so straightforward. It just takes crazy grinding to get it. But all you have to do is just, what's the drug, what's the side effect, what's the brand and generic, and just keep going over and over and over and over. And once you get that, you're pretty solid. I mean, and you need to know like the little mnemonics like lithium, amiodarone, the captopril for the ACEs, House G for the SSRIs. I call it what is it? For SNRIs, it's because it causes hypertension and increased blood pressure. So it would be like, it's not House G, it's like HOSGI. That's how I remembered it. And then you need to know, like, for diabetic drugs, you need to know like beyond use date times, and pretty much just everything about the drugs. You will rarely get a question about like maples for beta blockers that are like IV and stuff. Like, that's for the NAPLEX, but for CPJE, it's just drug indication, and it's just right there. Everything that you need is literally in this book. Look through the summary. Do not rely on the summary. That is not going to help you. It's going to help, but it's not going to carry you to pass. You need to look through the slides. If there's anything really important in the slides, then write that as well. You don't need to worry about mechanism of actions, all that other stuff. Just pay attention to all the important stuff. Like, if it says like it doesn't have many drug interactions, but the rest of that class does. Like, say like loops, you know, and you have endocrine, like then you're gonna have to worry about the sulfa allergies and the autotoxicity, and you need to know like outliers like that, you know. So you need to pay attention to stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty in sulfa allergies. You might get a random question or two about that. Like, it's pretty much just knowing what the drug is. Like, it sounds bad, but really CPJE is just know the damn drug. If you don't know the drug, it's over for you. Like, it's actually so straightforward and simple. Like, you have to know it. And there's gonna be a lot of drugs, and I'll link some quizlets in there, and I'll link a lot of drugs that you can study, but it's gonna be like a solid 1,000 plus easy drugs that you need to know, and you just need to look at them and be like, what does this do? And if they're not super common, then just know the indication and maybe a primary side effect and go from there. But if they're really popular, I mean, you know you're going to get an amiodarone question, you know you're going to get a methotrexate question, lithium, just all the main drugs where you can draw out the little chart and show like paclitaxel, like all those little ones where you like do the little lines and say what drug does what. I might have some. I'll have to post a picture of it because I don't have them. I left them in my car. But yeah, so you just need to know all of that stuff basically, and just memorize it, and just don't play around. Do like 4 to 5 hours of studying for like a month. Like it's a lot of studying. It's a lot. So you just need to memorize drugs, know what they do. Don't be like, oh, that drug's not gonna pop up, because you're gonna get hit with some random nonsense and you're gonna be like, what is this drug? Like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. You don't really have to worry about lab. You don't have to do any calculations really. Like, there's like calculations are non-existent. Yeah, it's just dosing. What does this drug do? And the part that I really struggled on that's really weird is pharmacy practice. So they'll hit you with like some random questions where it'll be like, I don't know, like somebody can't take alcohol with this because it's gonna make them drowsy, and it'd be like Flagyl, like some random stuff like that. Like they hit you with questions that aren't just you need to know A and B. You need to know like what the drug does and how it applies to real life situations. Basically, law, it's not really existent in there either. Like, go over law for like a day or two and you'll be solid. Literally, just everything's like 3 years. Hospital for prescription drugs are 7. That's like the only outlier. And then I mean, controlled are 7, non-controlled are 3. Yeah, no, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Like, I thought this exam was gonna be crazy hard. And be like, oh, what is a person with gonorrhea supposed to take, and what is this supposed to happen if they have like a ceph allergy or something? Like, no, they don't really do that at all. Like, it's just, what's the drug? What does it do? What are the dosing of the main drugs? And you will get some wild questions with some drugs that you probably never heard of, but it's like you never know what drug is going to come. If you're going to spend your time efficiently, you really just want to study the first and second line drugs of all the classes and just go from there. It makes life so much easier. And I mean, the dosing questions are, I mean, it's just like oral anticoags and stuff. Like, what's the dosing for that, or what's the dosing for like methotrexate, or like just main stuff. All you got to do is just know the main stuff. Calculations, non-existent, waste of time. They never really go over like from what I've heard. I swear, like chemo and HIV aren't that popping with the exam. So I mean, I just do like chemo man and know what HIV drugs are and stuff. You know, like I mean, it's not. I don't really go over that many drugs with HIV and chemo. I just know the basics pretty much. Those are the two sections that take forever to learn, and then you don't even need to really study them that much. So I didn't put too much effort into HIV or chemo. I put a lot of effort into antibiotics. You know, you got to know that. Right, one sec, my hair is torched. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get my hair done like ASAP. It looks pretty damn terrible. Anyways, yeah, you need to know antibiotics. You need to know hypertension, diabetes are gonna hit you beyond use dates. Asthma stuff, you just need to really just know names and stuff. Statins, pretty simple. Nitros, just know simple DDIs, like you can't give it with like Viagra. Can't give like nitroglycerin with Viagra and stuff. Just it's pretty simple stuff. Osteoporosis, not really crazy. Contraception, not really anything. GERD, a little bit, but nothing crazy. I mean, this is just stuff you need to know. TB, just know the basics like ripes. Well, HIV, yeah. But HIV, there is one thing you should know, is the dog has ticks. That dog has ticks thing right here, you need to know that. So, know that for sure, and know the combinations. You'll be gold with that. You don't need to go crazy on that. Vaccinations, you need to study that. Don't play around with vaccinations. I got a nice amount of vaccination questions. Depression was whatever, anxiety was whatever. And when I say whatever, I mean study it, but like I didn't get a crazy amount of questions with it. I had some, but not crazy. Parkinson's wasn't much at all. STEMIs, not much. Alzheimer's, migraines, you'll probably get like a TCA and ergot drug interaction kind of question. Seizures, I got a little bit. Gout, just know the basics. IV compatibilities, important. You actually will get screwed over on that, so no IV compatibilities. Herbals, pretty useless. I didn't study it at all really. I went over for like 2 seconds. Nothing. Miscellaneous, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on miscellaneous. They be hitting you with some random stuff. I got hit with some bullshit questions that were just like one little slide. So don't sleep on miscellaneous. If you sleep on miscellaneous, you might actually just get torched. Definitely know all the pain meds, especially with fentanyls and all that stuff. You need to know a lot when it comes to the miscellaneous. So don't sleep on the miscellaneous. Compounding is important. Wait, my nip's coming out. But compounding is important. Yeah, pay attention to compounding. Know what drugs are like hazardous. Know simple stuff like if you cut a hazardous drug, it's considered in the 800 like compounding thing. If it's prepackaged, you're fine, but if it's not, then you need to realize like the little differences and what happens. Like, do you double glove and what do you put on and all that other stuff, and what bin does it go into? So you do get some questions about that. You do get a lot of questions about that, and I think that's about it. So all you have to do, CPJ, simple, just study. Waste all your just 4 to 6 hours a day just studying flashcards of indication, drug interaction, side effect, class side effects. I mean, honestly, class side effects are just super easy to like just compartmentalize, and then you'll find like a little outlier side effects and drug interactions, and you'll be fine. Like that covers pretty much everything for the CPJE. I don't think it's crazy. It's just really straightforward, but there's so many drugs. It takes so much time to like know everything and understand everything. So once you get that, I guarantee you'll pass that. I'll post the quizlets for the pharmacy practice and all the other stuff, and I guarantee it'll be fine. The NAPLEX, if you studied all that stuff for the for the CPJE, then the NAPLEX, all you need to do is grind calculations. Do not play around with calculations. It will torch you, I guarantee you. They have so many stupid calculations. You need to know like all the nonsense, like even the one with the half-life and clearance and stuff. Like you need to know, and what the constant is, like the 0.693 number, and how to like do that, and you need to know all that stuff. So just go through calculations over and over and over. If you have that past NAPLEX calculations course that they let you use for a little bit when you get out of school, then just use that, grind the calculations. I would highly suggest not messing with the past NAPLEX course. It's not bad and it will help you, but you spend so much time on it, it's not really that great. And I feel like you're going to be watching videos forever and spending so much time on it that you're not really studying the way you should. I think it would just be easier if you just study the book, grind the book the whole time, and you'll be solid. I think that's the play for sure. I mean, I guess I did pass, so I know that's the play. Just study and just keep going over and over and over. It's annoying, it's tiring, it's boring, it sucks. You just feel like you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. Just make sure on the last day or two, I know they say take a break, but I feel like that shit's trash. Just study everything all over again and just go over it. You don't got to go crazy in depth, but just make sure you're refreshing some little stuff for the CPJE and the NAPLEX as well. So I'm going to go over the NAPLEX and what you need to study, because they're actually kind of different and it's weird. So if you already have all the knowledge for the CPJE, the only thing you have to do extra with the drug knowledge for the NAPLEX is to know like equivalencies, like let me see this chart, like the corticosteroids, like you need to know the conversion for that. I just use CHPD, and it's like the police department, and it just helped me remember. And you just go 25, 20, 5, and 0.75. So that's how it helped me remember it. Beyond use dates, you're gonna need to know the opioid conversions. You don't really need to know that. They give you a chart for that normally. All the lab values, you don't even know them. You can just click on a damn button and it'll tell you what you need to know. And it's not really that crazy, but you do need to go and look at the random stuff like drug references, like all that stuff that you would think is stupid, like all this little like random stuff in the back, like what's the pink book for, what's the orange book for, all that stuff that you think is stupid. You need to know that. They're gonna hit you with some random questions and you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? You need to study that. So make sure to study all the drug references and know them, know all the acronyms, like for the vaccines and all that other stuff. Just know a lot of that, because you're gonna get a lot of nonsense questions. It's actually really annoying, but I mean, I studied it, but it was annoying. I did not enjoy that. Compounding questions will be pretty easy, but I'm gonna give you an example of some and you need to know equivalencies for loops. You need to know equivalencies for what else is there? It's loops, statins, that's pretty much about it. So yeah, You need to know, and the corticosteroid. You need to know all the equivalencies. You need to know the color of the pills, for like warfarin and levothyroxine, and a few other ones. I think there's another few colors that you need to know. But yeah, just know the colors. You don't really need to know what generations for antibiotics and stuff. That's not really that important, but definitely still know the side effects. Like, just take all the knowledge that you took from the CPJE studying, and it'll make the NAPLEX pretty free. But they will hit you with some random questions, and I'm trying to look through the book and find like yeah, so like they'll hit you with like, let me see, what would you not want to mix, what herbal would you not want to mix with a SSRI or a MAO or something? And you'd be like, oh, St. John's wort, you know, like stuff like that. They're gonna ask you random stuff like that. Or what's the antidote to this? Or somebody's bleeding on heparin or hep, like what are you gonna do, you know? Or like APTT values, like what are you gonna do if it's from the 45 to 70 range? What are you gonna do if it's at 95 or something? Like, you need to know like stuff like that, basically. Yeah, you just need to know like little things for the NAPLEX. They're gonna hit you with some random questions that are stupid, not straightforward, just random nonsense, and you need to know it, basically. So I would suggest primarily focusing for the CPJE on the summaries, and for the NAPLEX, once you have all that knowledge, you need to look through the slides and find like little small info. Oh, Lepressor with food, or Coreg with food, like random stuff like that. Just with food, not with food. How do you use like dry powder versus metered dose, inhalers, just simple knowledge, basically. It's just NAPLEX is blanket knowledge that you need to know stuff. CPJE is knowledge that you need to know pretty much everything. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Is CPJE, know everything, know it in depth. NAPLEX, know like the little random questions, know all the calculations, know biostats. Don't bullshit on biostats. They're gonna hit you with random questions like that. Oh, my hair looks terrible. They're gonna hit you with random questions about that. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's just, are you willing to put in the time and the grind and get it all done? I mean, that's pretty much, that's what it comes down to. You just gotta keep studying over and over and over, and just look at your flashcards. Like, I had so many flashcards. It was a solid 2-3, like probably like 2,000 plus. And I just grinded over and over and over, and it was pretty stupid and annoying, but you just have to do it. And then once you pass, you're just never gonna look at those flashcards again, or ever want to look at anything like that again. So I think you guys got it. It's pretty straightforward. So I'll post the Quizlets. I'll post stuff to look for, but yeah, no, it's pretty straightforward. It's just all knowledge. That's all it is. It's just a lot of knowledge, dude. It sucks. It just sucks. I hated it. And studying for it was terrible. But once you get done, then you're done. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of anything else, but I can't really think of anything. Yeah, that's it. Go luck, guys. You can do it.